So I started recording this video yesterday because there's a lot about this trial that I think is really important to keep an eye on. And then there was a clip that went viral today from the trial that's kind of insane. So I'm going to play what I had because it's still fairly relevant. And I'll put a timestamp below and chime back in about this clip because it's kind of nuts. Okay, let's go. So I want to talk a little bit about Young Thug and the RICO case that's currently leveled against him. Because listen, if you're a fan of hip hop, or even honestly free speech, this case has the potential to have seismic ramifications on hip-hop music and culture for years to come. So let me bring you up to speed. Young Thug is an American rapper, a super well-known hip-hop artist. He's primarily one of the biggest stars in what people would call mumble rap, but honestly, his music is kind of transcended past that moniker. He's got a crazy influential discography like Wyclef Jean, The London, This Is America, for which he won a Grammy, Havana with Camila Cabello, Way Too Sexy with Drake, the list goes on. But he's currently standing trial with 5 other defendants for a RICO case in which he is purported to be the leader of YSL. YSL is Young Thug's label, and it stands for Young Stoner Life. But YSL is also an Atlanta-based street gang affiliated with the Bloods that stands for Young Slime Life. And they charged a ton of people with this, many of them copping to plea deals. And now we're here with Thug and 5 other defendants. But the big story in all of this is that the prosecution plans to use rap lyrics as evidence to try to prove that Thug is the head of all of this. That is a big fucking deal. Now, it should go without saying that like lyrics are creative license, right? Like it's free speech. You're making up a story. Johnny Cash didn't really sniff a bag of cocaine and then just shoot that lady, all right? And honestly, if like O.J. Simpson did a rap song or wrote a book about doing the thing he did, then yeah, of course, convict him. But the thing is, a lot of the lyrics they're using against Thug and a lot of the things that they're going to try to allude to are pretty general. And a lot of rap and hip hop culture in general takes a lot of braggadocio and inflates it. I should also clarify right now by people who don't usually listen to hip hop in general. It has been years and years since NWA. Not all rap is just bitches and hoes and shooting things. That's such a fucking annoying stereotype. Rap is a pretty wide and varied genre with a lot of different influences and styles and ideologies. But listen, all of those can come under scrutiny, and the storytelling aspect of it can come under scrutiny if Young Thug is found guilty. Because if rap lyrics can be used in court, any small generalization can be taken and extrapolated to insane degrees. I'm going to give you an example. One of the rappers that's kind of universally prolific to a lot of people is Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar consistently speaks about his past in Compton, his past around the Pyrus and the Crips in his neighborhood. Some of the most harrowing stories about people he knew who had died and people he knew who had been lost in life around gang culture. If you're not a fan of rap and want a little bit more info, I highly recommend Good Kid, Mad City. It's a brilliant album. It's an amazing story. It's like watching a short film. But honestly, Kendrick Lamar inhabiting a character, very clearly a character who's killed somebody, trying to show how awful it is to be in that position and how terrible it is to live that life, could, under these pretenses, be charged as the person who did that crime. But that also brings up the other parts of this. But what if there is substantial evidence? What if like it's like that Key and Peele sketch where the guy's like, "Hey, I shot Darnell in on Delancey Street, and I had a long gun that I put in the water, and here's seaweed. Oh, you found it? Look, obviously." And I said this with the OJ thing. If somebody literally spells it out, of course, yes, that should be evidence. But there's no distinguishment there. And honestly, there's a lot of other artists who are white who talk about a lot of crazy shit.
I was in Chicago. I said, "Hey, Obama, you might want to suck on one of these, you punk."
Who are not subject to this kind of scrutiny. And again, this could severely hamper how people approach music, how people approach art. I'm somebody who consistently talks shit on politicians and theorizes about other things. I know 100% I would be very scared to be as free with my speech if this stuff was attached to it. There was a point a while back where my mom, when I would talk about my opposition to the Iraq war and Islamophobia, where my mom said, "Hey, you should be scared because what if the government says you're a terrorist and stuff?" Especially with the tensions around the world going on right now, what if somebody says, "Hey, you're actually like a Hamas sympathizer or a terrorist," and they use my lyrics to like things that have nothing to do with that to say that I'm this? That's very scary. Now, it isn't a law, but it is a precedent in a court of law. if Thug is found to be guilty. The other thing I also find very novel is a lot of the free speech advocates who like to talk about, oh, fucking, I have to use pronouns now and all that shit. Where the fuck are you guys? This is the most textbook case of freedom of speech possibly being limited that you can find. You think it's only liberal rappers? If Tom McDonald said something critical of Biden in a pretty inflammatory and speculative manner, oh shit, he's in trouble now too. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if Young Thug is the ringleader or not of this. Honestly, I know a lot of rappers who start out in that lifestyle and leave and are like, I don't want to fucking go back right now. Bro, I got a business. I just got this fucking money. And I know people who have worked with Young Thug. I know people who have worked around Young Thug. And I've heard different stories. I've heard, hey man, he's super fucking chill. He just comes through, does his thing, bounces. I know other people who've seen crazy ass shit. But I just think it's scary. I just think it's very, very scary when we start to use art, kind of loose illusions in art, as evidence of something happening. And there's other evidence against Thug. I'm not saying it's just rap lyrics, right? There's other stuff that he said in the past. There's character witnesses. But I am a little worried about the idea that in free speech, rap is just treated differently than other genres, right? Rap is just generally treated as either lowbrow or low class or not well written, or you can't spell crap without rap until there's a court case. And now, oh my God, this is a brilliantly charged confession of things that you did. Hi, it's me from the future again. I've changed my shirt and my hair is slightly different, I think. And today, one of the clips from the trial went bananas on the internet. And it's this clip from one of the people representing one of the other defendants that's not Thug that's in this case. And when I say it's nuts, it's because she tries to pull off a metaphor that just, I'm going to let it play.
Indictment. This reminds me of this anime named Bleach, where it's 16 seasons. Every episode is about 18, 20 episodes. Sorry, every season is 18 to 20 episodes. And they have season 4 and 5. They have these bouts. They're the villains of the whole thing. It was season 4 and season 5. The main characters are trying to get them out of Soul Society. You go to season 6, you don't hear about the bounce. You go to season 7, you don't hear about the bounce. Why don't you hear about these important characters? Because they're filler characters. It's a filler season. Me and Redalius, we're fillers. We're not integral to this.
What the fuck are you doing? What is to be gained? What the fuck? Listen. How? What? Again, I really do believe this. This is a really important trial for precedent and what it means in free speech in the music industry. Why the fuck are you bringing up a weird abstract metaphor about anime seasons from an anime? I'm sorry, I don't think any of them have seen Bleach. I don't think your anime watching schedule is relevant here. I'm completely lost in this metaphor. Like from jump, like I love anime, but man, I don't know where the fuck I am. Kind of like a Game of Thrones season. But do you notice that joke lands because people kind of know that that's messy and I don't have to explain to them the methodology behind anime filler in a fucking RICO case? Dog, this is kind of my point. People are not really taking this seriously. They're posturing it as this trial of Thug and whether Thug is innocent or guilty, which, by the way, is an important part of it. I'm not saying it's not. But there is a lot riding on the lyrics and the usage of these lyrics in this case. There's a lot of leeway here for bad actors to take control and hurt everyday artists or artists that you find popular. I explained it already a lot from the video you've already seen. But a big thing I think people miss is what free speech actually is. Free speech is the ability to say what you want with consequences, but they're consequences you get to own and interact with. The legal consequence can't be wrongful legal threats that may incriminate you, even if it's storytelling for the purposes of a court case. That will fuck art like really badly. And let's say Thug is guilty of all this stuff. Like I told you I didn't know. I still don't. But let's say Thug is guilty of this stuff. Even if he is guilty and it's pretty bad, the use of rap lyrics in this case as part of the evidentiary support to kind of convict him is still dangerous, because it's just the fact that lyrics were used in the first place to convict somebody who was guilty. That's something that can wrongfully impugn people, again, who are just storytelling. If I am dissing George Santos or Donald Trump or any other major politician, if anybody, if Eminem is dissing somebody like that, if Kendrick Lamar, if Beyonce talks shit on Fox News, little things can be extrapolated into big, insane misdirections and straw men that can get people in trouble and honestly hurt our ability to communicate through art and media and culture. And again, music is one of the most powerful dissent tools. Hip hop specifically is an incredibly powerful dissent tool over the last like 3 or 4 decades that's moved specific social and relevant political issues to the forefront of a lot of people's minds. And again, it's all music that could be under this. That's not Young Thug's lawyer specifically, it's another defendant, but it's still an important part of the case that she's there and bringing this up to a jury. But anyway, that's my takeaway from all this. Let me know what you think in the comments. I really do think this is an important trial to keep an eye on. But anyway, my name is Zaid Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button on the way out, and we're going to have a new Freestyle the News here on Sunday. Let's go!